Welcome to News Channel 3 at 5. I'm Kurt Williams in for Les Smith.
I'm Barbara Sierra. A Chesapeake Park ranger caught on camera pointing his pistol at a couple. It was a confrontation that started all because they hadn't left the park at closing time.
News Channel 3's Marissa Jasic has this story you'll see only on 3.
I was hoping he wasn't going to shoot at us.
For several terrifying minutes, Dylan Newton says he recorded this cell phone video of a Chesapeake Park ranger pointing his handgun at both him and his girlfriend.
I just kept thinking of all the unjustified shootings that they've been showing on the news and the internet, and I was like, I don't want to be this guy right now.
He says it all happened last night at the city's Northwest River Park off Indian Creek Road. Newton says he and his girlfriend had gone out on a hike and were driving out a few minutes after the park closed at 6:15. That's when the ranger stopped them. Newton says the ranger asked him 3 times to turn off his car and hand over his license and registration.
I turned off my car. My hands were in my lap. I proceeded to put my hands on the wheel, and I saw him reach for his weapon. And so I turned my car on because I was genuinely terrified for my girlfriend and myself at that point.
Newton says he panicked and drove away onto Indian Creek Road as the ranger followed.
He almost T-boned me off the road in another car and immediately jumped out of his car and continued to point his weapon at me and my girlfriend for about 15 minutes until police showed up.
So we asked, was this excessive force? City officials say park rangers follow the same policies as police, including guidelines for use of force. In the city policy, it says officers are only allowed to draw their weapon if they might have to shoot it. The document lists circumstances like building searches, confronting armed suspects, and felony vehicle stops. But Newton was charged only with misdemeanors: trespassing, failure to stop, and failure to provide identification to an officer.
It would be a different story if we were causing a ruckus, like committing a crime, or if I was drunk or on drugs or had weapons in my car, but none of that was going on. We were completely obeying the law as far as we knew at the time. It was way too excessive.
A city spokesman says that ranger has been employed since 2001. He's still on the job while the city investigates whether his use of force was excessive. Meanwhile, Newton is scheduled to be in court in December. Marissa Jasic, News Channel 3.
I used to hate pooping in public. You know the feeling.
Nothing is worse than stinking up the shared toilet at work, or the toilet at a party, or your lover's apartment.
Of course, flushing removes the graphic evidence. Maybe 2 or 3 flushes if your skid marks are as tenacious as mine. But what can be done